I can't believe it's already been a year. 2024 was filled with many great games, but that is not what we are here to talk about. We are here to ask. A year ago, I set out on a journey to tackle my backlog. This was for many reasons, such as experiencing many fun games, and also to free up mental space and rid myself of the guilty feeling that comes with having over 75 games uncompleted. Now, what is classified as being effective? In my case, I am considering effective as the completion of games in a volume that I have not attained in previous years. So with this in mind, let's see how well the backlog did. Before I even started out on my journey, I realized that I had missed quite a few uncompleted games from my mini SNES, so I actually started with 84 games, which did not help me mentally when thinking about this Herculean task I set upon myself. And naturally, throughout the year, I bought new games and remembered other games that I had somehow missed. All of this together brings my current total of games on my backlog all the way to 104. Every time a game was added or bought, I was excited to play it, but also in the back of my mind, I felt a sneaking sense of dread slowly building, because I had just made my task even harder, but I fought through and just kept going. There were some times throughout the year that made me question if I was doing the right thing, because it felt like I was being stressed out over this task and just thinking about all of the time I could be spending playing games, but I just wasn't. And then there were points where I just wanted to scrap the idea of the backlog altogether, because at moments it was overwhelming. But because of the fact that I had put it out there to all of you, I knew I had to keep going, because otherwise I would not have shown follow-through, and that would disappoint me and also just be a bad look in general. So thank you to all of you out there who were keeping me accountable without even realizing it. I got off to a hot start by beating 12 games within the first 4 months of starting the backlog project. Now, granted, they were mostly shorter games, but they were on my backlog, so they still helped push me towards my goal. After that, I started to slow down due to the fact that I was just playing so many games and not doing much else, so I decided to put games aside for a little bit just to enjoy other things. Then, during the summer, I beat 11 games during a 3-month span. I was feeling great. I knew I wouldn't make it through all of my games, but I thought I would get through quite a good chunk of them. But then came. Up until around mid-September, I was consistently playing games on weekends and even weekdays. But then school got harder, and I had to spend more time doing schoolwork. With school in the way, I did not beat a single game from the end of September all the way until the end of December. That is 3 months without a single game being beaten. Not to mention the fact that on Christmas, I got new games and started playing them all immediately, which meant my attention was divided between games. When this was happening, I was worried about how the backlog would turn out. But then I remembered that I did not expect to actually beat the entire backlog, and that was fine. I accepted this and just played games as I had time, and I ended up beating 4 games in January. Throughout the backlog experiment, I experienced many amazing games that I am so happy I finally played through. I also played many games with my brother that he had on his backlog, so this offered us a way to spend even more time together. Every time I beat a game, I felt a huge sense of accomplishment, and the weight of each game lifted off of my mind. During parts of the backlog completion, I was just looking forward to checking another game off of the backlog. But if I were to go back, I wish I would have taken some games a little slower and just appreciate the journey through each game and the backlog more than I did. Sometimes I went through games faster than others, and I'm not fully sure if it was just because I wanted to finish more games, or if I was just done with the game. Even though I literally made the rule for myself that I didn't have to finish games that I was done with, I still felt the need to complete them. Maybe it just is the way I am, but I need to realize that this is an obstacle to completing other games that I actually want to, and I need to overcome my need for finishing games. After a year of doing my backlog, I would 100% recommend that everyone try this approach if you have a backlog of games. It proved to be a great motivator for me. Over the course of this last year, unfortunately, I did not make it through the backlog. But in reality, I'm not surprised at all, and didn't actually expect to beat all of the games on my backlog. In total, I beat 33 games, which, from the original length of the backlog, was close to half of them. And overall, I would consider the backlog a success, as I am certain that I have never beaten more than 33 games in a year before. Some standout games for the ones I completed are Subnautica, such a great game that kept me terrified and on my toes throughout the whole game, and had an intriguing story and mysteries to solve. I love this game so much that I bought Below Zero and I will play through it this year. I also really enjoyed the Batman Arkham trilogy. If I had to pick one of the games, my favorite would have to be Arkham Knight. The combat was the most refined in the series, the stealth felt amazing. Probably the one nitpick I have was that some of the Batmobile combat missions, Arkham Knight Tank Battle, were quite annoying. The story and atmosphere is exactly what you would want and expect for a Batman game, and it is glorious. One of the most shocking games that stood out to me was Dredge. It was such a wonderful game with a spooky atmosphere and a fantastic story filled with mystery, shock, revelations, and one of the best plot twists I have ever experienced in any game that I have played. If you haven't played it, I would definitely recommend it, especially because it is so affordable. And these are just some of the best games that I played last year. There were many other great games that I enjoyed, and other ones that I was shocked by how much I enjoyed them. Now that the year is over, and I know how effective the backlog was for me, I've decided that I will continue this experiment for the next year and will make another update a year from now about how much of a success it was in year 2 of the backlog. This year, the starting amount of games I want to beat on my backlog is 70 games, which is less than I had at the start of the initial backlog, so I have hopes that it will go well. But I am taking into account the fact that the Nintendo Switch 2 is going to come out this year, and I will be getting it and playing the new games that are released alongside it, so I'm expecting there to be more than 70 games by the end of the year. If you made it to the end of the video, I would like to thank you for the support you have given me over this past year. I know I slowed down the pace with the videos being released, and I am truly sorry. This year, I am going to be uploading more videos and more often. If you're new here, I would really appreciate it if you subscribed and left a like on this video, as it helps the channel out a ton. Thank you all for watching, and good gaming to you all.